Kevin here, showing off my undetectable player sensor. So you see that torch? Bleep. We have a sound saying that the player has entered this corner. And this corner sensor for players has sort of been done with dispensers and pressure plates, where you pick up an item to relieve the sensor. But in this case, I'm using minecarts, which makes it completely undetectable because you're not picking up an item. And also, because you're not using dispensers, you don't have to refill anything. It'll loop around when you touch it and come back. And this timing is very specific. You can see that it lines up perfectly with the wall. In fact, if I destroy this block here, there won't be enough resistance for the loop, and it'll just be able to continue looping. The cart's going too fast. So you create a block in one of these two dirt locations, like this one, for example, and it'll stop just right. So basically just copy my design there, and that far block there needs to be powered. Here's an example of how to use it. A dispenser that dispenses an item when you walk up to it, makes a little ding, and there's no pressure plate, which is pretty cool. You could use that in your house. You could also have a secret passageway, and it's truly secret because you can't see any sensors or anything. You can see that this circuitry is really simple to do, and the same with the dispenser right over there. So let's try this again. Bam. Alright, let's show you the quirks. If that sign is facing the north direction, you can see that both these corners work perfectly. In fact, you can go down one and they still work. So let's go down two just to show that they don't. And that's because the player is only, I don't know, a block and a half, 2 blocks tall, and so we can't reach the minecarts there. But these two, which is using the same sort of design, but just the south end, they don't work. And the east and west sides, you can't have the power tracks facing those directions, so those won't work either. So it only works with those north corners, and that has to do with the southwest rule with straight lines intersecting and how that affects the timing of things. The other problem you can have is animals going into the corner of things. So create a little ceiling here to suffocate them to death, because that's what they deserve. Really, the animals can just nick it and activate it like a player would instead of entering it most of the time. But if they're really pushed into that corner, they will enter the minecart, and that will mess up the timing. So you got to get rid of them so that the cart stops looping. But that's the detector. I hope you found this interesting and useful, and I plan on showing more applications of this very soon, including one very cool one I almost have a video ready for.